my name is Emily and welcome to Mama from Scratch. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make an antique window and also how I decorated my mantle using that window for the springtime. Today I am taking part in Christina from the DIY Mommies Spring DIY and Home Decor Challenge. I am really excited to be part of this challenge because her last challenge was absolutely amazing. I got so inspired and got to meet a lot of you guys and a lot of other bloggers and YouTubers. It was absolutely amazing and I cannot wait to see everybody's project for today's video. So as I said, I'm going to be showing you how to make an antique window, and I'm actually using an old glass cabinet door for this. I purchased it at Habitat for Humanity Restore for $3, and I bought some wood trim for $2, and I'm going to be antiquing it and making it look really vintagey and just to fit into my style of home. I am trying to redecorate my home more of a shabby chic farmhouse style. So hopefully this will inspire you to go make your window. It is super easy, it's not complicated at all. So if you would like to see how I created this window and how I decorated, then please keep watching. Here is the cabinet door from the front and then also the back side of it. The first thing you're going to want to do is just remove any hardware if it does have any. Next, you're going to want to take a sanding block or an electric sander and go ahead and sand down the surface. This is optional depending on the look that you were wanting, but since I didn't know what was exactly on the wood surface before, I just did it as a precaution, and I like to sand everything down. Once I did that, then I just took a napkin and went down and just got pretty much all the dust off as that I could. Then I went ahead and took my pieces that were going to make the window frame itself and sanded those down too. They're 1/4 inch by 1.5 inch wood planks that I found in the wood trim aisle. And then I'm just taking them and I'm going to measure and also mark on my cabinet door where exactly I'm going to cut it. You do want it to be quite snug, so err on the side of adding a little bit more than cutting it too short. And I'm just doing the same thing for the cross beam. Always measure 2 or 3 times before you decide to cut your pieces of wood. Once I had that done, then I went ahead and cut them, and this is the dry fitting. Everything fit quite nicely. And then once I had that, I'm going to make sure it's on equal sides because I wanted it to be centered. Once I have that, then I'm just going to go ahead and mark the bottom board, and you can decide whichever one you were going to cut because they're not going to overlap, and then I'm going to take those and cut them down. You can have the hardware store cut them down for you if you do not have a saw at home. So here I'm just dry laying them in, making sure that they fit, and this one was quite snug, which was really good. So this is the dry run of how it looks. Next, I'm just taking some chalk paint and I am just doing a little bit more of a wet dry brushing. Dry brushing is when you just have barely any on the brush itself and it just kind of goes on so it looks a little bit more antique looking. So once I did that and kind of added that in, I took a rag and I went ahead and just kind of brushed it off. Chalk paint is really easy to work with. It's very forgiving. If you add too much, you can just add a little bit of water and wipe it off. I did this to the entire cabinet door along with the trim pieces that will make the window, and then I took a piece of sandpaper and just roughed up the trim pieces a little bit. Next, you're going to want a ruler, a square, some tape, and E6000. This is where the fun begins. We're going to start putting this all together. So I just wiped down the glass with some glass cleaner and take your E6000, and what you're going to want to do is make sure that your center board, the one that was not cut, is centered specifically where you want it. And then I took the other two and just did a dry run. That way I knew exactly where they were supposed to be, and just adjust it as you go. Use your measuring tape, measure, that way you're not eyeballing it. And I just took my square, made sure everything looked right, and then I just took the E6000 and just put that all the way down the back side of the flank, and then before I pushed it all the way down to the glass, I made sure it was centered, and then again I'm just taking my square and just making sure everything is squared up properly. Next, I'm just taking some painter's tape. You can use whatever tape you would like, and I just go ahead and tape those down. That way they don't move, but also just applies a little bit of pressure for the glue to set, and you want to let it sit for about 24 hours before you do anything with it. I'm just going to repeat that same process to the middle plank and go ahead and push that down. This one was quite easy to get square just simply because we already had the other piece in. And then I'm doing the same thing to the top piece. And you can kind of line this up, but again, measure just to be on the safe side, and then take your square and add that in there just to make sure everything is nice and square, and tape off all your pieces. And then you're just going to let it dry. You can put some books or something heavy on it. Just be careful with the glass so you don't do anything or drop anything. And this is how the window came out. I think it is beautiful. I added my DIY wreath that I made yesterday to it. Then I added these vintage bottles that I got from a thrift store, added some peonies, some spring flowers, some roses, and then I added some bunnies that I got from Walmart, and I absolutely love the way it came out. These flowers are both from Hobby Lobby, and I just love the different hues of pinks. I'm really drawn to that color, especially for springtime. It's very romantic and very light and vintagey looking to me. I just love the way everything came out. And the window just looks really aged and antiqued, and I'm just really drawn to that. And so these two flowers are from Michael's, and I love the way the peonies look. They're just beautiful and real looking. You would never know that they were fake unless you wanted to touch them, then maybe you would. But the window came out absolutely stunning, and I hope that I have inspired you to go make your very own antique window. This one only cost me $6 to make in total, so very affordable and easy to do. Well, that is how the window and the mantle came out. I absolutely love the way it did, and I hope you guys did too. If you decide to make your own antique window, I really would like to have you tag me on Instagram. That way I can see what you created. And if you're not subscribed, I'd absolutely love it if you would subscribe to my channel and become part of my family. I do lots of DIYs, home decor, lifestyle, hauls, and cleaning videos, so if you like that sort of thing, please hit that subscribe button. I would really love to have you. Thank you again to Christina for putting on this challenge, and I look forward to meeting all of you guys in this challenge. So thank you again for watching, and I will see you in the next one. I hope you have a blessed day. Bye.